Hey guys, what is up? Final Infinity here. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video, something that I guess is out of my comfort zone, or just something that I've never done before, but today I'm going to give you guys 10 tips that I've found super helpful in playing Dissidia NT online. Tips that, if you follow, you will get better over time as you get better with doing each of these things or not doing some of these things, right? But here's my top 10. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do, and my first tip, is find a character or character type that works best for you. The best way to do this is by going into a sparring match. You can set the AI to not move or whatever, or set them to a low AI level and just practice with them, right? And then once you think you're efficient enough with that character, then you can try a couple online ranked matches. If you find that you're just consistently losing over and over again, then maybe it's time to look at another class. I'll give you some prime examples real quick. So when I first started playing the game, I chose Onion Knight because I'm playing through Final Fantasy III and I'm really loving the game. So I picked him, and he's a specialist class. And this is when I learned that specialist class is not for me. You can take a look here and you can see my online ranked matches. Solo, 25 matches, 5 wins, 20 losses. 20% win rate. Garbage. Played with 2 of my buddies, 16 matches, 0 wins. Okay, need I say more? And to give you one more example, I also played as Noctis because he's another one of my favorite characters from the series. And 40 matches, 9 wins, 31 losses. That's just trash. And then it wasn't any better for group. It was about the same, So then I started messing around with Vanguard styles, and I started playing as Cloud. Started playing as Cloud probably 2 days ago, right? I haven't been playing much of the online mode, but I've been playing mostly story, and I just finished the story tonight, actually. But yeah, so you can take a look here. 17 matches, 11 wins, 6 losses. 64% win rate. So clearly, for my play style and how I like to play, Cloud is a good fit, Vanguard is a good fit. Alright, so my next tip is a pretty simple one, but it's one that a lot of people make a mistake on, and it's something that I was guilty of for a while too, but chasing one target, right? So the game will line you up with one character at the beginning, and I've seen it a lot, I've done it a lot where I just chase after that one character. Well, just know that that's not always the best way to go. If you're close to another character, switch over and trying to get an attack there. And that'll really help your team too, because if you see your team is having issues, it's probably better to rush in and help them versus chasing after that one person that you were assigned to at the beginning of the match. And as you can see, Ishtola was closest, so I switched to her, right? And then, I'm helping out the team by getting some bravery, or doing some bravery damage on that enemy. And you can see she's running away, right? So don't chase, basically. Look for opportunity and help the other teammates. And your teammates should be doing the same thing. Alright, so you notice there how I didn't actually build up a lot of bravery, but I just went in for an HP attack. Well, that's the third tip that I have. HP attack over bravery. Don't farm bravery. I did not expect us to win that quickly, so I guess we're going to have to do another match. So while we're here on the results screen, I'll just go ahead and explain what I meant. Don't farm bravery. So bravery is important, right? The more bravery you have, the more HP damage you will do with an HP attack. The problem is, if you spend too much time farming bravery, your teammates are, getting run down by the other team. There could be, they could be completely destroying your other 2 teammates who may not be as good a player as you are, or they may just need your help to get over there and help them. But because you're focusing in on one character and you're trying to get that bravery damage in, instead of getting the HP attack off, you're actually hurting your team's chances of winning, because you could have 9,999 bravery, but how long did it take you to get that much bravery? And none of that does any good unless you're using an HP attack, because your goal is to kill to get 3 kills before the other team gets 3 kills, or incapacitations. And I find that if you set up one bravery combo, go ahead and do an HP attack to follow up. You know, don't do 2 bravery combos, because then you're probably going to break the opponent of their bravery. And once they're broken, you cannot attack them for a good 3 to 5 seconds. But they can still attack you. So that's an advantage that they have, because you decided to try and farm bravery off them. Especially if you get them against the wall. If you get an opponent against the wall, you know, do a bravery combo and then follow up with an HP. No, it may not kill them, but guess what? Once they're down, then you can fly over and help your friends with their opponents. Next tip I want to give you guys is to help with the summon, okay? You know, summons, they help your team. They, more often than not, they buff your team and they do some kind of damage or debuff to the enemy, which is going to help you win, right? I've never actually seen a summon determine the outcome of a win or loss, but it's definitely a factor to consider, right? So there's the first summon core, and you can see that the enemy's going over for it. Now, okay, there we go. You can see it's unattended, and if the crystal is unattended and your teammates are doing fine, then get in there and crack that shit, man. Crack that crystal, because that'll build up your summon meter. Alright, boom. And now you can see they're summoning, right? Well, if I summon 2, the meter just built up super fast. I'll go ahead and show you that again, just so you can understand. Like, if you see the summon meter building up on the screen, help your teammates with the summon, you know? So the next tip is tip number 5. Know the pros and cons of different HP attacks. Certain HP attacks are going to have a really great range, right, where you'll be able to close the gap from a further distance and hit your enemy with the HP attack, and then others you have to be super close, like for instance, Omni Slash here, right? Omni Slash you have to be really, really close to get, unless you have Cloud's Limit Break activated, and then it increases the range a little bit. Meteor Rain, it also charging increases the range, but even by itself it still has pretty good range. And then Cross Slash you have to be at kind of like a medium distance. So when it comes to, you know, how close you have to be to the opponent, Omni Slash you have to be the closest, and probably like Meteor Rain you could be the furthest away. Tip number 7 is learn the meta for each type of character, right? Like I said before, you got Vanguard, you have Specialist, you have Marksman, and you have Assassin. Now Vanguards, they're really defensive, they have high poise, and they can break through a lot of attacks in order to, you know, attack the opponent. But that being said, they still have to get super close because they're slower characters. So here's a meta fact, right? You're a Marksman. Who are you most effective against? You're most effective against a Vanguard, because a Vanguard has to close the gap, but they're slow. So you're going to be able to keep repelling them back with your spells or whatever you're using in order to knock them backwards. Another one is Assassins. Assassins are actually really good against Marksmen, because Assassins can close the gap really quickly because they're speed characters. So before that Marksman's able to sling one spell, the Assassin can be right in their face. And you know, it goes more and more in depth. And the only thing I can really say about Specialists is that they're kind of a jack of all trades. It's kind of hard to explain, but you know, just play around with each different type of character. And once you know the ups and downs of each class of character, then you'll be more effective on the battlefield. Because, you know, if you're playing as Cloud and you see a Stola down there slinging spells, you may not want to attack her. You may want to go after the Specialist on the ground. Know your enemy. Okay, so tip number 8 isn't much of a tip, but I thought I'd throw it in there anyway. Go through the tutorial. Go through the damn tutorial. Trust me, it will help you. Even if you're the type of player that likes to pick a game up and skip the tutorial to get right into the action, this is one of those games with a very, very steep learning curve for online multiplayer. You will find yourself getting destroyed, wrecked, whatever other word you want to use for it, over and over and over again, unless you know the basics. Tip number 9. do not neglect defense. It seems time and time again that myself and other players have made this mistake where you don't block, right? Block. Because look, he could have just got some bravery damage there against me and gained some bravery, but he gained nothing because I blocked. Really hard concept, huh? See, he blocked, and then I'm blocking. This is all really good. It's good stuff. Tip number 10. Do not spam your HP attack. Only use it when you know that you're going to close the gap and get it. You know, get that damage in. Because when you spam your HP attack over and over and over again, all you're doing is making yourself more vulnerable to a side attack from another enemy. Or possibly the enemy that you're trying to get the HP attack on will just sidestep and, you know, kick your ass. So it's not helping your team at all. Just know when to use your HP attack. You know, time it. If you see that you got a good volley of bravery attacks off on someone and they're all alone and their other teammates are off doing whatever, then you can go ahead and try for an HP attack, and that's the best time to do it. But anyway, this comical video that I made with my buddies and I playing as Y'shtola will serve as a prime example of why you should not spam your HP attack. Hope you enjoy.
We shall show them holy. Alright, let's do this. Hey, stick together, stick together. Don't go over there.
Form a circle, cast holy.
I'm having some trouble casting holy. I just hit someone with holy.
I don't know, guys. I think it knows.
I'm just gonna keep casting holy right here. I'm finding it hard to catch up to anyone to cast holy.
Pardon my mistake.
That was a defeat, but it was a holy defeat.
We were defeated wholly.
Alright, so let's review what we've gone over. Tip number 1. Find a character or character type that works best for you. A good place to do that is in the sparring mode or in gauntlet mode. Tip number 2. Chasing one target. Don't do it. You know, go after who's closest, or if you see a character running away from you, switch to another target and help your teammate out with that enemy. Tip number 3. HP attack over bravery. Don't farm bravery, okay? Because it's not going to do anybody any good if you have all the bravery in the world, but you'd spent 5 minutes trying to get it. Or 3 minutes, I guess, considering a match is only 4 minutes, but you know what I mean. Tip number 4. Help with the summon. If the crystal is open and everyone else is occupied doing something else, get over there and crack the core. And also, pay attention to the summon meter. Whether that's you or your teammates, pay attention to the summon meter. If you see it pop up on the screen and you have a minute, help speed it up by holding down the summon button because the bar will climb faster. Tip number 5. Know the pros and cons of different HP attacks. Tip number 6. Don't underestimate the usefulness of practicing on bots. Tip number 7. Know the different types and the meta involved. Tip number 8. Go through the damn tutorial. Trust me, it helps. Just do it. Tip number 9. Don't neglect defense. Make sure to block and sidestep bravery attacks. It will save you a lot of trouble. And tip number 10. Don't spam your HP attacks. Anyway, guys, hopefully you found something in this video that was helpful to you. You know, if you follow those 10 tips, you will definitely improve over time. Just by following those 10, I've definitely improved. And if you guys like the video, feel free to leave a like, hit that subscribe button for more content, hit the notification bell so you can know the next time I post a video, and I will see you all in the next one.